Hello everybody. I'm going to try something a little bit different today with my art journal page. I'm going to try to get a little more creative. I've been taking a class on craftsy.com, and I don't know if any of you have ever taken a class on there, but they are a lot of fun. And this one is by Vicky. Her last name starts with Papanoa. I know I'm not pronouncing it right. She's here on YouTube though, so I will link to her channel. She's Greek and she has a little bit of an accent, which is very cool when you're listening to her videos. So I'm going to try this technique that she showed in our class. And this is a background technique. And so first I'm going to lay down some gel medium all over my page. And I've got kind of a heavier one, it appears, than what she was using. So we'll see how this goes. I don't know, it may take a little longer to dry than hers did. But we will see. Try to get just like a nice even layer, not too thick. Even though this is a heavy gel. Okay. Then I'm going to take a piece of tissue paper, and it came from, it's over here in the corner, came from this set by, oh, by the way, she said use a dry brush with the gel medium when you put this on. From this set by Jane Davenport, and it's got all these different tissue papers in it, and I am going to take this one that looks kind of like watercolor that I really thought was pretty, and I'm going to lay it down. Let me see if I can get it in the corner here, right there in the crease. And then I'm going to try to lay it down fairly flat. I know it's got a crease to it already. And then she took a bone folder, and I pulled one out here. She took a bone folder and just kind of tried to get it to go as flat as possible. She said, don't, the wrinkles are fine. Give some kind of texture. And I've got this nice crease here, so I'm going to have a lot of texture. Okay, so I'm going to set this aside to dry, and I'm going to work on the next layer that I'm planning on putting on here. So I set that over there. The next thing I'm planning on using is this Julie Nutting stamp, and it's one of her paper doll stamps. I'm going to be watercoloring her, so I'm going to use this True Color Fusion Black Licorice, and it's a Fun Stamper's Journey color. It's a fusion between pigment and dye ink, and it will not move around when you do watercolor. I have a Memento inks, which I love, and they're great for Copics, but you cannot watercolor with them. They will smear. So this will not smear if I watercolor. And I think what I'm going to do is maybe cut her out first before I watercolor so she's not wet when I try to cut around her. And okay, so one thing, let me cut around, get most of her out, and then I'll show you how to get that white paper between her legs that I don't want to be on my page. I'll show you how I get that out. This is a product from Fun Stamper's Journey. It's a little punch board and a punch, and I am just going to punch down. Oops. Punch a little. I'm still having problems with this hand, and I don't, there we go. I don't have the strength. Okay, let me see. There. Okay, use the other hand then. Okay, so you get this nice circle cut out of it. And I'm going to take it to get me started on this area that I need to cut out. Yeah, I don't know why I still don't have strength in that hand. You think maybe I should go see a doctor? I don't know. I don't want to. I see enough doctors without going to one without my hand. It is getting better, so it's not like it's not healing. It is getting better. All right. So get this cut out. And I'm not worried about this being perfect or exact because it's for an art journal. I'm not putting this on a card or something that I'm giving to someone. This is an art journal that is for me. So not really worried about that. I'm going to fussy cut her out really quickly, and then I'm going to watercolor her up, and all except for her dress, because I'm going to cut her dress out of some tissue paper and apply it on there. I just decided she needed a colorful dress that kind of went with the same colors that I'm using on the background. from that Jane Davenport set. I'm not going to use these shoelaces. I'm just going to cut those right out. That's just too much fussy cutting to try to go around those shoelaces. I'm not that patient, sorry. Okay, almost done here. And I don't know which of the Julie Nutting dolls this is, paper dolls this is, but if I get a chance, I'll look it up and put it in the description. But she's got some gorgeous, gorgeous ones. And I recently picked up one of the male paper dolls, which I didn't even know she did. I'm sure most of you probably does. Of course she does. But I didn't know. I think it's a fairly new thing. So, yes, I picked up one of the males. I'm not going to use it today, but let me go ahead and while I've got her out and I've got the ink out, let me go ahead and get her dress cut out of. Let's see, do I have enough of a piece here? Yes, I do. And I didn't ink all of her up. I just need the dress section here. Okay, do that. And let's cut this out really quickly. And of course, this is not the easiest thing to cut without tearing because it is really thin tissue paper. Okay. And of course, I'm trying to go fast because I'm doing this on film. But if you do this cut tissue paper yourself, you'll see that it's not really that easy to do quickly because it's so easy to just snip where you don't want to and tear it. And okay, so let's give her some watercolor. And I just have this set. I think this was a Close to My Heart set. It's very similar to the sets you can buy at Michael's, and I think they're like $5 or something. Okay, let's give her a little bit of white girl flesh tone here. And again, I'm not doing some perfect shading and everything. I'm just getting this down to go on an art journal page, so just doing it to where I like it. Okay, let's get her neck, her face. Okay, now let's see here. Let's do her hair, maybe a brown. Let's make her a brunette. There we go. And just kind of do a little bit down here. Under her face. I'm going to make this a little darker because it got kind of dark down there. Just right there. Okay, now I'm going to do her headband. Let's see. Maybe some purple. I probably should have gotten a more detailed brush out for this little step, but that's okay. Would have been easier. All right, so there's that. Now I'm going to take this and I bought this off of Amazon. It's a little glue dispenser, and I took my Journey Glaze and put it in here. So I get this really tiny fine tip, and I have a lot of control. So even with this tissue paper, I think it'll be fine because I'm not going to get a ton of glue coming out. And there she is. Let's put these watercolors away. And let's see how our page is doing. Oh, it feels pretty, it's getting pretty dry there. Okay, so I am going to Let's see if I'm going to tear it or cut it. Let's see how it tears. That's pretty good. It's tearing pretty good. Get all this excess off. And I'm going to cut this little section down here. And I can always come back later and do that more precise if I want to. Okay. Now, she took, at this point, she took some gel medium and she put it on top to kind of tone down these colors. And so let me see. I might do that just a little bit. And tone down the colors just a little. Wait, let's see what I have here. It's not so sopping wet. Okay. Let's see what I get. See, I don't know. I kind of don't mind the bright colors as much, so I don't know that I'll do a lot of this, though it is kind of a cool look. I think I'm going to leave my colors just as bright as they are right now. Okay, and I'm going to put her down, I think, with some of this gel medium, and I'm going to apply it to her, I think, and then stick her down. What I am, okay, art journaling is messy. It's going to take me as long to clean up as it is to do this page. Okay. So, being someone who normally does like scrapbooking and card making and stuff, this is a different thing for me to be doing this. Oh, I think she looks cute on there. Okay, so now I have these paints and I just want to see how this would look to do a little bit. I'm going to take a baby wipe, I think. I'm going to try just a little bit of painting on here. See if I can do it without, you know, kind of ruining what I've got going on. I just think some other colors in here might be really cool. So I'm just laying them down with this, and I might use my finger to move it around a little bit. Just to give some more color in here, give it some more interest, because this has kind of got a white background to it. This watercolor tissue paper, got a very white background. Okay, let's do a little purple. And with this blue, maybe. I like those colors together. Okay. And I'm doing this gently because I haven't let this dry overnight or anything. And I really think that this tissue paper would be much better, take paint much better if I had let it dry all night. But for the sake of making this video, I did not. Okay. I really, really am liking the way this is turning out. And I think I'm going to let this dry for a little bit. And I think that I am going to, I don't know, I may come back and add a quote or something. But for now, I think I'm going to leave her the way she is. I really like the way this turned out with this cool background technique. And I may add to this page. You know what? I may do this page today and then keep adding to it next week and the week after, add a quote, do some other stuff, and see how detailed I can get this one page. Thanks so much for watching, everybody, and happy crafting.